What up, what up? Slice Effect here from 3View Games. Gonna be showing you another video for Ashes, believe it or not. They had a stream today, or yesterday, whatever day you're watching, I don't care. They had it on the 30th, and they showed off a little more details for their character creation. Check it out.
See you in a sec.
All right, so Mr. Matt Broom, one of
Hello.
our senior character artists.
Okay, I'll take that.
So you've been building the base, I guess, character model that's going to be used for the humans.
Yeah.
And people are going to, when they get into that character customization screen, when they first log into Ashes of Creation, they're going to be referencing from this point how they want their character to look.
Sure.
Right?
Sure. Yeah, they're going to basically start with this generic male,
Right.
you know, who's in incredibly good shape, and then they're going to make decisions on what's perfect to them.
Right.
Right.
Because he's not already perfect in that shape.
No. No. Some
who
of
wants
them
to be-
Everybody has a different perfect, right?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
you know.
Who wants to be the Brad Pitt in Fight Club?
No one.
Right, nobody wants to be that.
Overrated.
So you're taking that perfect model, and then people can grow into, you know, an overweight person if they want.
Oh,
to be
yeah.
a skinny, non-muscular person.
Yeah, like if they're that tank class, we want to give them the ability to turn into the tank.
Right.
You know, I mean, because you have to see it to believe it. So we want to be able to, people have that kind of customization. If they want to be a skinnier character,
Right.
we want to let them do that
Oh,
too.
that's where a
So-
lot of character comes from too, right? It's just that, like, what your physical presence is. You know,
Yeah.
that kind of gives you a really quick picture of who this person might be.
Oh, absolutely, too. You want that big, imposing silhouette, but then, you know, some want to be that stealthy fighter.
Right.
Right. And I see that this on the screen. I don't know if you guys can see it behind us. This is just an early rendition of that character, right?
Yeah, basically what we did was we got a technically sound base character to start with, and what we're doing now is making that lean, you know, very Fight Club type body type.
Right.
And then that becomes a target to get us to the tank or to get us to that stealthy character.
Gotcha.
that
So
we're
it's like the
talking about.
baseline, basically.
Yeah, it's like your anatomy guy 101, but we're really focused on realism, right? So
Right.
right now we're sculpting in the details to get to that, you know, Fight Club level. But then what you'll see as we get towards the finish line is muscles become more relaxed, more organic, more like you would see a real person.
Nice. That's really
That's
cool.
pretty cool. And what type of customization functionality are people going to have when they start determining these body types? Are they going to be able to put like scars? We want them to put scars on there. We want them to be able to like change the musculature of the face, like have a longer nose.
Oh
and a
yeah, we
higher
got to give them all of
brow,
that.
all of
We
that
got to give
stuff.
them all that. I mean, we want them to be able to go in there, you know, put a scar on one eye. We want to have one blue eye, one red eye. We want to let them get in and make each one of these characters exactly what they want.
Right.
You know, give them different eye types, for instance, would be something cool that we could do.
Oh, yeah,
You
absolutely.
know, and on armor, we could beat it up, make it pristine and perfect,
Right.
change little details. You know, we want people to feel like an army, but we want to have, you know, little details that say a
Right.
little bit something about their journey.
And is this the base face that I have on there as well?
Yeah, well, this is the base face in progress, right? So this is, I love the fact that we're showing some of this early stuff because this is really the early days of the clay sculpt. So this is about how strong the character is. This is about the region of the world the character's from. And
Right.
since this is our universal male, you really want him from everywhere. But what you're going
Right.
to see is when we start getting to other races, you know, some of the Anglo characters, African characters, Middle Eastern characters, Asian characters, the structure starts to change, right?
Right.
Cheeks start to sink, eyes get smaller, eyes get longer, you know, jaws get wider with that European male. So this is the center of our universe before we scale out
Right.
and get
And
more
when you say
flexibility.
things like, you know, European male, Asian male, Middle Eastern male, it's not that we have those in our game. It's
Right.
that, you know, those are the inspiration we're drawing
Right.
from when creating this human character.
It goes back to the character customization
Right.
screen, right? Is you're going to see a face on the screen that's kind of like your neutral target, like you do in most games. Then you're going to start moving sliders around, and ultimately you're going to identify that person that you're playing with. So it's about flexibility in customization as opposed to pigeonholing a character specifically with just one character type.
Right. And a lot of the stuff up here that is in the background, it looks like we are talking about like sort of how we get from that base male to like something a little bit more radical, like Abdonis over there, right?
Yeah, this was a complex design meeting that we were having where the designers were really talking about, you know, everybody's going to have, you know, these amazing armor sets, and then how can we put details on those armor sets? And the discussion was how we would drive that from a base male, start adding different layers of customization, details, and then the front end system on how we could get hairstyles, skin colors, and how we can get some of the underground race, you know, the Tolnar mixed in with the humanoid males and the mammalians. So this was about how do we pull that universe together, give the flexibility that felt like you're getting a lot of customization to the players, but not break the visual integrity of what we're going for with that.
And what you're establishing here in working on this master mesh basically is that, as we were discussing earlier, if you need to change something, you go back to the original, back to the master.
Yeah, that's a great point. So the whole idea with this was a couple of things, which is we're driving all of our technical decisions from a technically sound male mesh and female mesh. And that allows us to scale up to these humanoid mammalian characters. And then we're talking about the fact that we have a few material types that drive the 3 complex parts of the system, represented as number 1, number 2, and number 3, which is the base character race with no armor, the character with his armor details, and then ultimately the accoutrements and the gear that you can put on that character.
Okay, that's very cool. So you mentioned the Tolnar. The Tolnar are very different from our other races within the game. The other races aren't going to be able to bring in reptilian or mammalian or humanoid attributes and scale them for their character customization like the Tolnar will. What is the means by which in our character creation screen we're going to be implementing those types of scales to bring in the mammalian fur perhaps on some of the textures?
It's going to be awesome because it'll drive from the same system, because to the end user it looks like fur, to us it looks like 3-dimensional geometry. So we're really just changing the details of the geometry. Then at runtime, we're telling you what material to put on the geometry. And that's what's so great about our system is we're building a system that doesn't make the decisions for the end user. We're building a system that supports many choices to the end user. And I think that's one of the things that's exciting about Ashes is every single decision that we're making early on is to make sure that we're not telling the users who to be, what race to be, what to wear, and how to wear it. We're trying to give them as much flexibility as possible, and then they can be the end decider.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I'm really excited about this. I mean, the power of this system and just the ability on the design level, right, to really be able to pull from all sorts of different things and make some characters that really pop on the NPC side of things and on the story side of things. I mean, it just makes my imagination kind of go crazy because I'm not like, hey, Matt, can you spend 2 months making this character for me? I can just be like, hey, these are the details I have. I can make somebody really cool looking, somebody that hasn't been seen before, and I can do that really quick.
And the best games come from those designer decisions, right? I mean, people don't play games with depth to, you know, get more art. They are getting art that supports the role and the story that they're telling through gameplay. So our job ultimately is to get the options and get the flexibility to the designers that support their vision of the world.
And that's exactly what this is doing. It's so cool. I can't wait to start playing with it.
I think that one of the great things, and as you were saying, the mission of Ashes of Creation and our other designs and systems and mechanics is that unique player-driven customization, right? I mean, that's where the construction of the world comes from. It only makes sense that we're going to have the most capability possible in our character creation system that's going to allow players to really have a unique identity that they're capable of creating for themselves through their avatar, through their character.
And you know, it's also really performant too, right? Like that's something that we've been talking about a lot, where we do want that variation, but we don't want that variation to kill the player experience, right? And that's what this allows, because it's all coming back from one place, right? One space. We don't blow up our memory. We don't bring a machine to tears. You know, this is all something that is super doable.
You can make the most amazing YouTube videos ever, but at the end of the day, we have to deliver the game to the players. It's got to work.
Exactly.
And if we're not playing it like we do every day right now, we can't deliver a game that's going to work.
And I know we were talking earlier about potentially once we get our character creation system set up and ready to go for certain races, perhaps that's going to be something we will open up for the player base early.
That would be really cool.
Save character profiles.
That would be awesome.
And there was another, I mean, there's been a few other games that have done it, but I've really enjoyed contests around unique character creations.
I
think that's
just to see what people can do.
Exactly. I mean,
can you create Tina Fey? I don't know.
If we give these tools to the player base, it's so fun to see what they can come up with.
It's just cool because it's, you know, it's another layer of transparency, right? It's another way to get things in front of the players as fast as possible, get feedback as fast as possible.
Right.
And what is more exciting than getting a snapshot real time of who you're going to be in the world, and it just builds anticipation to go explore the universe. It's
And it
great.
gives you time to think about it too.
Yeah,
Well, I
yeah.
think it's one important thing about Ashes of Creation is the fact that we really are spending a lot of time and effort towards making a fully in-depth character creation system.
Yeah.
And I think our players are going to really enjoy that.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty fantastic.
Thank
Yeah.
you,
Thanks,
Matt.
Matt.
Yeah, without a
Appreciate you
doubt.
sitting with
It
us.
was fun.
Yeah.
Let's do it again.
All right, we do it.